Do you ever have times when you doubt your faith in God or Jesus or the Bible? Times when you wonder, is this all true? If so, I hope this encourages you today. Do you remember John the Baptist from the earlier chapters of Luke? John was the forerunner for Jesus. He paved the way by preaching about repentance. And when people came to him and asked him, "Are you the Christ? Are you the Messiah?" he said, "No, I'm pointing to Jesus as the Messiah." Well, in Luke chapter 7, John does something unexpected. It says, summoning two of his disciples, John sent them to the Lord, saying, "Are you the expected one, or do we look for someone else?" Wait a minute. I thought John already knew that Jesus was the Christ. I thought he preached that he was the Messiah. So what's going on here? Why is he asking this question? One of the things we learn from this is that sometimes doubt can blindside you and come at the most unexpected moments. In Luke chapter 3, we read about how Herod locked John up in prison because he had rebuked him for his unlawful marriage to his brother's wife. And so John finds himself in prison. Sometimes doubt can come at the most unexpected times. Someone may ask you a question that you don't know the answer to, so you begin to doubt. Or maybe you read something on the internet that kind of undermines what you believe and you begin to doubt. Or maybe you begin going through suffering or someone you love is suffering and so you begin to doubt. Doubt happens at the most unexpected moments. But what I want you to see here is how Jesus responds to John's doubt. He doesn't rebuke him. He doesn't say, "John, you already know this. Why are you asking such a silly question?" No, notice with me in verse 21. At that very time, he cured many people of diseases and afflictions and evil spirits, and he gave sight to many who were blind. And he answered and said to them, "Go and report to John what you have seen and heard. The blind receive sight, the lame walk, the lepers are cleansed, the deaf hear, the dead are raised up, and the poor have the gospel preached to them. Blessed is he who does not take offense at me." Jesus gives John two things to consider in his time of doubt, and these are things that can help us as well. First of all, he asks him to re-examine the evidence. At the time that John asked this, Jesus performed many miracles in the presence of these witnesses, and Jesus sends them back and says, "Go tell John the things that you see and hear, all of these miracles that are going on." When we're doubting, we need to re-examine the evidence of Jesus. Not just his healing miracles, but the greatest miracle of all, Jesus' resurrection. Because after all, that's the greatest miracle that Jesus ever did. And if it's true, then what does that say about Jesus? Re-examine the evidence about Jesus. But Jesus doesn't just leave it at that. In verse 22, he also says, "The poor have the gospel preached to them." The second thing Jesus tells us is that we need to listen to his message. It's not just about answering the intellectual doubts in our heads about, is this really true or not? But it's also about listening to what Jesus taught and what he did. Jesus came to heal hurting people. And he came ultimately to overcome the human problem of sin. He came to heal you of your problems and to heal you of your sin. And that's why Jesus says, the poor have the gospel, the good news preached to them. So in his time of doubt, Jesus tells John, re-examine the evidence. Look at what I'm doing, and also listen to what I'm teaching. Because if Jesus really did these things, if he really rose from the dead, what does that say about Jesus' mission and his message? What does that say about what Jesus can do for you? And so when you're going through doubt, remember that. Maybe you're going through doubts right now. Maybe you have questions. We'd love to sit down and talk with you or listen to those questions. Maybe you're an unbeliever and you've got curiosities. We'd love to sit down and just listen to you as well. If you'd like to reach out to us, you can do that on Facebook, on our website, westfieldchurchofchrist.com, or you can give us a call at 317-558-9266. Thanks for watching today. May God bless.